Okay, so we're going to go into the small to medium enterprise benchmarking tool. And the small to medium size enterprise benchmarking tool is a tool that is in Industry Canada's website. And very few people actually know about this tool, but it is there. It's one of the very best tools for beginning the process of planning to do business in Canada. So the SME benchmarking tool offers industry-specific income statement and balance sheet data for small and medium-sized businesses. So this is a fantastic tool to gather metrics, to gather financial data that you will need to be able to put together a business plan that has realistic numbers, realistic projections, realistic expenses and costs mapped out. It's something that you can use that will be taken seriously by your banker, your lawyers, and anyone else involved in the process of doing business in Canada, coming to Canada, opening a new business, uh, putting in your application for a business visa, all of these things. So we're going to create a benchmarking tool report. And this is going to be able to give you information that will enable you to estimate your operating costs for your new business, view your financial performance averages in your industry, and enter your own financial data to see how your business measures up comparably to other sized firms in Canada. That is, if you're doing business in Canada already. And if you're not doing business in Canada, then you will not be entering that information. So we're going to create our report, and we're going to specify the report criteria. So the Government of Canada is a little bit slow sometimes at entering data. So the latest version for business information of this nature is 2008. And we're going to be specific. We're going to go into British Columbia. Incorporation status gives you the opportunity to specify your report even further. So all businesses or unincorporated businesses or incorporated businesses. So if you want to focus on incorporated businesses, then you can choose this tab here. All business means that it's going to have everybody. And one of the interesting things about picking all businesses is that it will give you profit, whereas the other two tabs will not. So if you want to know how much money, the profit percentages of the businesses that you're looking up, how much money they're making, then you need to choose all businesses. The display value for expense items, okay, so you can have revenue and costs and all of the data that's going to come up in the report as a percentage, or you can have it in the thousands of dollars. And it doesn't matter which one, it's whatever one you're most comfortable with. Now, all industry and all businesses in Canada are classified by the NAIC code. The NAIC code is your ticket to getting specific industry knowledge that you are after. So what area do you work in? Or what area do you do business in? Well, we want to expand and we want to find and extract the information on the industry that we work in. I'm just going to take mining and oil and gas for this example. Click continue. And are you going to want to look at the revenue from the upper half or the lower half of the industry? If you're only interested in the lower half, the smaller players of that industry, then you would click this one and take this check off here. If you're interested in both, then you would keep them both checked. You can also look at the very, very bottom 25%, and you can look at the top 25%. So this gives you the ability to really get specific about what area of the industry you want to look at, okay? So for this purpose, we're going to keep the lower half and the upper half in there. So we're going to have pretty much everybody. And we're going to go down and we're going to create a report. So we have created a report based on this criteria that we have specified. We can change the criteria by clicking edit along here, and you can add your own data to this report if you are doing business in Canada. If you are not doing business in Canada, then you will not click on add your data to this report. Once you get the report, you will go down and you can click on this icon here, and it will actually extract the data and put it into an Excel spreadsheet file where you can play around with it on your own desktop computer. Now, we're going into the report, and as you can see, it has the data here, and we can see the number of businesses that are currently doing mining, oil, and gas, and that's 1591, so 1,591 businesses are currently operating in the wholesale industry in mining and in oil and gas. The lowest revenue is currently at 30 million and the highest value is at 5 million. Revenues and expenses. Total revenue, again, it will have the total revenue there, okay? Combined revenue, and that's again between the lower half here, okay, and then the upper half of the industry here. So total revenue, and then broken down in the lower half, okay, and how much they're making in this industry, and then the upper half, what they're actually taking home, okay, in terms of the industry. And of course, the upper half is doing a lot more business. This would be where the Chevrons and the Shell oil companies are, Esso, and these would be where the smaller players are. The smaller players making maybe alternative products, and some of the mining companies would be sort of in here. Okay, cost of sales. So we want to know what our costs are going to be in order to do business planning to come to Canada. So you want to know your cost of sales. You want to know what your wages are. What are you going to be paying out for employees? What are your purchases going to be, right? What's your opening inventory and your closing inventory costs going to be? What are your operating expenses going to be? How much are you going to be paying for telecommunication costs, right? To make phone calls. How much is your rent going to be? You're going to be able to see all this information very clearly, and you're going to be able to make decisions and projections on your business plan based on these results here. Okay, so you go right down to net profit, total expenses, and then you're going to see your gross margin here, which is 64%. That looks really good and healthy. And then at the bottom here, we have an additional area for profitable versus non-profitable businesses. So it's saying that 61.3% of this industry companies are profitable, right? Their revenue exceeds their expenses. The not profitable businesses are 30.7%. So there's a good amount of businesses in that industry that are currently not making money. And that's, again, very important information to know. You want to know what the profitable businesses are making. You want to know what your chances are for success are. And that is Canada's industry benchmarking tool. It's a great tool to use. It's not very well known, so take advantage of this tool. And thank you for joining Immigrant Business BC today. Have a fantastic day.